What is your reaction to Prime Minister Modi's statement that not an inch of land has been lost to the border with China? And can you talk about India's relationship with China and how it's changing?
I mean, the fact of the matter is China is occupying our territory. It's an accepted fact. I think 1,500 square kilometers, land the size of Delhi, is occupied by them. And I think, it's absolutely unacceptable. Prime Minister seems to believe otherwise. I don't know. I mean, maybe he knows something we don't know.
So is the way you were disqualified from Parliament and what is happening in Pakistan, do you see any similarities here, and what does that say about politics in the region?
I don't know. I mean, look, as you said, I asked a rhetorical question. I asked the question, why, well, you described it.
Right.
I'm fighting a court case, so I have to be careful. But I asked a rhetorical question. And I'm the first person in India to be given the highest punishment for a defamation case. It's the first case, I'm the first person in Indian history since 1947. Right? Nobody has been given the maximum sentence on defamation, and that too on the first offense. Right? So that should explain what's going on to you. Mm-hmm. And my disqualification happens, quite interestingly, after I make a speech about Mr. Adani in Parliament. So you can do the math.
Mm-hmm. Let's see.
But my disqualification is not really, it's okay, it's not the most important thing. The most important thing is the thousands and thousands of other voices, civil society, government, bureaucracy, who are being frightened into submission. That's much more important to me than my disqualification. Mm-hmm. My disqualification in many ways is an advantage for me.
How so?
Because it opens up completely new spaces for me. It allows me to completely redefine myself. And I think they've given me a gift, frankly. I don't think they realize it, but they have. Politics is not linear. It's like, it can suddenly go off into another direction. It's asymmetric. So I think they've given me a gift. It's not apparent right now, but I think they have.
Mm-hmm. Let me ask you about, again, welcome to the Press Club, and let me ask you about press freedom, very important issue for us all. I should, full disclosure, my colleague, Vivek Raghuvanshi, was arrested several weeks ago and charged with, and accused of espionage. He's an Indian citizen. And what does that, he's been working for my company for more than 30 years and as a journalist. And I wanted to ask you what that says about the state of press freedom in India when someone, can be just accused of, even after, if someone with such a reputation can be accused in such a cavalier manner.
No, I think the fact that there is a weakening of press freedoms, this is not hidden. I mean, everybody knows it. It's apparent in India. The rest of the world can see it. And I think press freedom is very, very critical for a democracy. I mean, one should be open to criticism, and one should listen to criticism. I mean, that's the feedback loop that builds democracies. And definitely there is a weakening of press freedom. I mean, and it's not just press freedom. It's on multiple axes. On multiple axes, there is a clampdown on the institutional framework that allowed India to talk, that allowed the Indian people to negotiate. I view India as a negotiation between its people, between different languages, different cultures, different histories. And the architecture that Mahatma Gandhi set up was to allow that negotiation to be carried out fairly and freely. And that structure that allows the negotiation between India's people is coming under pressure. I mean, this is a question you should ask Mr. Modi. So, more apt.
Okay.
I don't know how you'll get there.
As soon as we get him here.
I don't know how you'll get there, but yeah, I think we better question directed at him.
Okay. For such a divisive figure, Modi maintains very high levels, in fact, worldwide high levels of popularity. Why do you think that's the case? Why do so many Indians support the Modi government?
I mean, there is a definite capture of the institutions of the country. There's a definite capture of the press in the country. I'm not convinced that, I don't believe everything I hear. I walked across India, walked from Kanyakumari to Kashmir, and talked directly to millions of Indian people, and they didn't seem very happy to me. And they were very clear that there were serious issues with regards to unemployment. There was massive price rise. So there was an angst in the people. Now, and look at the Karnataka election, and wait and watch the next 3 or 4 state elections. That I think is a better indicator of what's going to happen